Hello, my name is Caglar Akman. Today, I'd like to present EU Horizon project called TeamAware, that is Team Awareness Enhanced with Artificial Intelligence and Augmented Reality. I am here as the technical coordinator of this project and one of the authors of this paper called Profile-Based Interoperability Framework for First Responders, which is directly derived from TeamAware. I would like to show the outline of the presentation. I'll start with a brief introduction to the project TeamAware. Then I'll go on with the system architecture and the corresponding cloud architecture. After that, I'll pass to TeamAware scenario, and I will tell about profiling architecture, which is directly relevant to the scenario. I'll conclude the presentation with a summary. Our project TeamAware started in May 2021, and it will end in April 2024. As you see in the map illustration, there are 23 partners from 13 countries in the consortium. TeamAware, in particular, is focusing on the development of advanced technologies for the first responders, who are the first to arrive and provide assistance at the scene of an emergency that requires rescue operations and crisis management. TeamAware mainly develops a situational awareness system integrated with heterogeneous and interoperable sensor units, varying from wearables to drone-mounted sensors, to build a common situational awareness picture. TeamAware also integrates highly standardized augmented reality and mobile human-machine interfaces to the system to enhance the reaction ability of the first responders. Let me go further in the details of TeamAware fundamentals. There are 4 main gaps behind the idea of the TeamAware solution, and they are from IFIP, which is the International Forum to Advance First Responder Innovation. Capability Gap 1 is the ability to know the location of the first responders and their proximity to risks and hazards in real time. Capability Gap 2 is the ability to detect, monitor, and analyze passive and active threats and hazards at incident scenes in real time. Capability Gap 3 states the ability to rapidly identify hazardous agents and contaminants. And finally, Capability Gap 4 is the ability to incorporate information from multiple and non-traditional sources to the incident command operations. According to the gaps, we define several events, threats, and risks. There are mainly 3 distinct groups, namely, the first is the events for surrounding situational awareness. They are victims, fire, smoke, building structural analysis, CVRN threats, and acoustic events. The second one is for the events for in-team situational awareness. They are indoor-outdoor localization of the first responders, health and activities of the first responders. Finally, there are also events gathered from social awareness, such as social media messaging and citizen interaction. And TeamAware deploys several systems for the perception of those events, such as visual scene analysis system, consisting of a hand camera and drone-mounted camera, drone-mounted chemical detection system, drone-mounted acoustic detection system, wearable localization and activity detection systems, and finally, citizen involvement and social media integration application. Those systems are integrated to the overall TeamAware platform software via a safe and secure cloud architecture. Before going to the details of the cloud architecture, I would like to say that TeamAware platform software running in the operational center and running in augmented reality and mobile interfaces are used to generate a common situational awareness picture with incoming information and fusion information of those deployed systems in the field. In TeamAware cloud architecture, for the flow management, Apache NiFi is used to retrieve data from any heterogeneous source and to transmit it to the destination source in a defined format. OGC sensor things is used for sensor IoT data and OASIS emergency data exchange language for operational data. In addition, Apache Kafka is used for the fast streaming bus to maintain a scalable, robust, fast, and durable streaming in the architecture. For data retrieval, interoperability services for query are implemented. The queries can be simple or complex, like requiring distributed querying. In those cases, Apache Spark is used. Now, I'd like to switch to TeamAware scenario, which will be held in Bursa in Turkey as illustrated in this infographic. There will be a single scenario consisting of 3 different events. According to the hypothetical scenario, there will be an earthquake in Karacabey. Citizen involvement and city integration system will be activated throughout the events. Citizen mobile application will be triggered by users sending their building with slight damages. And it will be also triggered by post-event functionality, which leads civils to safe places. Social media users will be posting about the recent earthquake. Infrastructure monitoring system engineers indicate that some of the buildings are in critical condition, so the command center recommends a partial evacuation in the city. Outdoor drones of the infrastructure monitoring system will be sent for damage detection, especially for hospital, to assign whether it is safe to operate. And alternative evacuation beds will be organized. In the meantime, an explosion sound will be detected by acoustic detection system mounted on a drone. It is found that explosion took place in chemical warehouse from the detected sound, elevation, and azimuth. Breaking of glass is being detected because of explosion. Sound of sirens are being heard and first responders arrive to field. In order to detect whether there is a dangerous chemical contamination, chemical detection system drone will be sent to the vicinity to detect chemicals. Visual scene analysis system drones detect some minor flames and smoke caused by the explosion. And visual scene analysis indoor drone arrived in the chemical warehouse, sees some casualties that have been laying down. Sounds of casualty groups asking for help is being heard. First responder teams equipped with team monitoring systems are sent inside the warehouse with protective suits. First responders are being localized in warehouse by using continuous outdoor-indoor localization systems and loops for casualties. Outside of the warehouse, medical first responders see the casualties and entering their symptoms to their interface to see which cases are dispersed in the vicinity. Result of chemical data is used for obtaining chemical dispersion in the vicinity. Further, first responders are notified and arrive on scene. SNR mission of first responders continues. Triage and treatment of casualties by medical first responders are conducted outside the warehouse. And after noon, first responder teams arrive at the tunnel. There is another second large earthquake in Bursa. All sensors results deployed in the field have been delivered to the platform, and then information related with the operational team within the field is shared on augmented reality and mobile interfaces. Indoor drones of visual scene analysis systems will be used to navigate the first responder team to provide path finding and find their way back to the tunnel in case of an urgent exit. Team leader of first responder team will be monitoring his or her team's health and location by team monitoring system. Human presence markers will be detected inside the tunnel by visual scene analysis system. Acoustic detection system drone will be activated in the tunnel, and it will detect the help sound and screaming of casualties. Inside the tunnel, rails will be detected to rescue the casualties inside the rails. The sound of whistle by the rescuers will be detected inside the tunnel to lead citizens outside the tunnel. All first responders will be equipped with wearable chemical detection system, and in the end, gas in the vicinity will be found out to be not high danger in terms of toxicity. Sound of whistle will be being heard, which enables the people in tunnel to the exit. Visual scene analyzer system helmet detects some casualties with IR camera. So this information sent onto the command center in order to send more teams for rescuing. Citizen mobile application is triggered by users sending the civil unrest visuals. Citizen mobile application is triggered by post-event functionality, which leads civils to the safe places. Visual scene analysis system detects some people inside the damaged van. Triage and treatment of casualties by medical first responders continue outside the tunnel. This is the end of the scenario. According to the variety of the sensor systems and user profiles defined in the scenarios, there is a need for a profiling approach. To define a standard set of messages, documents, choreographies, business rules, and constraints while exchanging information and services among themselves. In profiling approach, there are predefined profiles so that there is no need to lose time for joining to the network, which results in flexibility against unexpected situations. There are several TeamAware specific profiles, which are: while situation reporting profile is for transmission of timely available situation reports, which is crucially important for the situation awareness picture. Situation analysis profile will be used to manage, activate, deactivate, or show the user situation on the ground after applying the analysis on the relevant data. Resource management will be used for querying, allocating, reserving, and releasing resources, which are the part of effective operational management. Alert profile will be used for sending alerts to the other organizations and notification. Hospital communication profile will be used for managing hospital-related information, such as checking the number of available beds, checking the availability of a service of hospital, or checking the location of ambulance and off-site personnel. Sensor management profile will be used for managing sensors, which can be activated, deactivated, controlled, and checked. Further, sensor data streams will be controlled through this profile. All of these profiles are predefined, and they provide flexibility to the users during the operations, even if there is an unexpected event during the operation. These profiles and the aforementioned cloud architecture build altogether the profile-based interoperable framework for the first responder management system in TeamAware. The profiling approach for the interoperability of command and control systems and sensor systems in first responder operations, together with the standards-based reference architecture, has been introduced. Moreover, TeamAware specific profiles and corresponding real use cases have been introduced. Although profiling has already been successfully implemented in some domains, such as EHAB, to the best of the current knowledge, the profiling approach presented in this paper for first responder operations domains is the first in the literature. It is expected that the profiling approach and the reference architecture in first responder operations domains will provide near real-time response capability for organizations in emergency situations and prevent chaotic situations. This is the end of my presentation. I would like to thank you all for your listening.